Welcome back to the second installment of our interview with Mike Helly. I hope the first half was educational, and here we go with the second half. Please enjoy. So at that point, depending on their felon, that you don't have no jurisdiction, as long as it's in the state.
Yeah, as long as it's in the state of Minnesota. And then we just call up whatever county we're in or wherever it is and hand them over to them. So
With being an officer for 8 years, has there been any big changes in equipment laws that help make your job easier or harder?
I think our biggest change in equipment when I first started, we never had computers were a fairly new thing. Not so much in the office, but in the squads. It's changed a lot of what we do now. We have better access to everything that's out there. Whether it's an automobile or an airplane, whatever it is, we can run them, find out who owns them, where it is, ATV, snowmobile, same thing there. And that's been the hugest change. We've seen the introduction of tasers has been probably one of the bigger changes, which has made our job safer and a lot easier and a lot less deadly, I guess you could say, for some people. And that's been a huge introduction. Some new laws have come into play. The seatbelt law has been a huge one that's kind of played, and it hasn't made our job any different, any better. But we see the use of seatbelt. It does save lives. Airbags equally in that. So it's kind of I guess there's a lot of things out there that have changed the way we've done it. The vehicles have gotten better for us as far as safety and rollover and some of that stuff, but then with getting better, they gotten faster.
Yep.
So it's a catch-22.
Yep. Speed does kill sometimes.
Speed does kill. Yep.
Is it possible for you to explain some of the equipment you use on the job?
A lot of what we use is pretty standard stuff, I guess. Most people know what handcuffs are, pretty just what everybody should. A lot of the officers carry batons, which is about a 3-foot long stick that expands out, which is kind of an impact weapon for us to use. There again, the tasers kind of replace that a little bit. Not near as violent. We don't have the broken bones, some extremities, and some of those things. The taser's just really been a much better for everybody in that. And obviously, the taser we use. The radio systems have upgraded tremendously. The interoperability at the new 800 megahertz system is a big change, a huge change that we've had to work with some bumps in the road, but so far, knock on wood, it's been pretty good. But I'm sure there'll be some more bumps in the road too. It's the interoperability of talking all over. Our old portable radios used to have 8 channels. Now we have 160 channels in each radio, so there's a lot of things that have changed. So technology's gotten a lot better. We see the new light bars. If you go out nowadays, the new LED light bars, you hardly see any of the old rotators, the old single light bar that used to be. So technology's moved ahead.
Yeah. Whatever did happen to the red and blue lights?
The new LEDs are so much more efficient for the car. The old ones used to be just hard on the batteries, hard on the alternators, and that was one of the things that squad cars always had: bigger alternators, bigger everything to take that. And now it's with the LEDs, it's so much better and so much more intense. Which some of the new light bars are way more intense than they need to be, so they end up turning them down.
What was your favorite tool that you use on a job?
Probably the computer. The computer's been made things much easier. The old handwritten reports, which we don't see very many of anymore because everything is on computer, and it's just made life that much better. Sending stuff via email rather than snail mail, and just plain making it better. The computers in the car have made life just way easier to work with. Most of our stuff is on computer. We do it up and then we hit print and it prints back here in the office, and our stuff is done rather than all the handwriting and what it used to be. It's cut our times down for doing reports quite a bit.
Yeah. So you don't have to spend so much time on your reports. You can be out doing what
Out
you need to be doing.
being out in public and doing what we need to do rather than paperwork all the time.
Yeah.
There's still a fair amount of it to do, but it ends up that way. And now we have a lot of our reports that we do, runaway reports or dog bites or some of those things are all on computers. So it's basically just fill in the blanks and go through your report and do it. It's much easier than the handwriting way it used to be.
And have forms everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, and so we don't have near as many as we used to. And we still have a lot of stuff in the cars, and it's basically our mobile office, but it's really changed the way we do stuff.
So are you fairly happy with the way everything is around here and your profession and its changes?
Yeah, it seems to be a good town. You know, we have a lot of tourism. That jurisdiction's a lot of what we do. This is winter's our slow time of year or slower time of year. Summer will be a lot busier with everything going on. All the festival stuff and things make it much busier. But all in all, it's a good town. It's been a really good. The tourists are usually pretty good when they come up. They're happy to be up here, and that makes for things a lot better when they come around. But there's always little struggles in the small town, but not too bad.
Yeah, you'll have them everywhere.
Yep, they'll be all over.
Well, we thank you for your time.